Hey friends, welcome to the English Speaking and Listening Club, your space for clear thinking, calm confidence, and strong communication. Today we're building a skill that will quietly transform your life. Make a habit of speaking less. Not because your voice doesn't matter, and not because you should hide, but because your words are powerful tools. When you use them wisely, you earn respect. When you pause, you see clearly. When you choose concise, strong language, people lean in. Speaking less is not silence. Speaking less is strategy. It's the difference between noise and signal, between reacting and leading, between exhaustion and influence. If you've ever felt unheard, misunderstood, or drained by endless talking, this episode is your reset button. Hook line. Speak less. Say more. Silence is the sharpest sentence. Picture a radio from the old days. When the dial sits on the wrong frequency, you hear static. It's noisy, busy, and tiring. You twist the dial a tiny bit and suddenly, music. Nothing in the room changed. The volume didn't rise, but the signal became clear. That's what speaking less does for your life. It tunes your presence. It sharpens your message. It removes the static of extra words so your point can sing. People are not ignoring you. They're often overwhelmed by static. You'll be amazed how quickly the room shifts when your words become a clear signal. Speaking less has 3 big benefits. First, it protects your energy. Talking too much burns mental fuel you could spend on action. Second, it raises your credibility. People trust the person who listens, thinks, and then speaks with purpose. Third, it improves results. With fewer words, you focus on outcomes, not arguments. You move conversations forward. The magic, of course, is not just fewer words. It's better words delivered at the right time with the right tone. Think of your voice like a spotlight. When you keep it focused, it lights the path. When you wave it everywhere, people squint and step back. There's also simple brain science behind this. When emotions rise, your amygdala, the brain's alarm, speeds up your reactions. That's when we interrupt, over-explain, and say things we regret. A brief pause shifts control back to your prefrontal cortex, the part that plans, reasons, and chooses. Even one slow breath can lower the threat level inside your body and give you access to better words. This is why seasoned leaders pause before answering hard questions. It's not hesitation. It's composure. The pause is the bridge between the thought and the right sentence. And anyone, no matter your personality, can walk that bridge. Let me share a story about Samira, who worked in customer support for a busy app. Her calls ran long, her voice got tired, and her ratings were average. She decided to change one thing. She would speak less and listen more, but with intention. On each call, she let the customer talk for the first minute without interrupting. Then she summarized what she heard in one sentence and asked one clear question. If we fix X first, will that solve most of this for you? Her calls got shorter, calmer, and more successful. Customers felt understood. Samira felt in control. After a month, her ratings were the highest on the team. She didn't study 100 tricks. She built one habit. She made space, then used words like a scalpel, not a hammer. To make this habit real, start with a simple daily ritual, the pause. Before you answer, take one soft breath and ask yourself, what is the result I want from this moment? Then choose the shortest sentence that moves you toward that result. If you're unsure, use this strong, humble line, give me a moment to think. That sentence buys time and shows maturity. The pause is like planting your feet before you lift a weight. It stabilizes your body so your movement is strong and safe. Pauses will feel long at first, but to others they look like confidence. Soon, people will notice your calm, steady presence. That's influence. Another powerful piece is reflective listening. When someone talks, mirror back the heart of what they said in your own words. It sounds like you're worried about the deadline and the cost, is that right? This doesn't mean you agree. It means you're building a bridge of clarity. Once they feel understood, defenses drop, and real problem-solving starts. After you reflect, make one point. Just one. Long speeches blur. One clear point sticks. If you have 3 points, deliver the first, confirm understanding, then deliver the second. Think of it as laying bricks. One brick well placed makes the wall stronger. Throwing a pile at the wall makes a mess. Sometimes the smartest thing you can say is, "I'll get back to you." Graceful delay protects your integrity and your schedule. When someone asks for a fast decision, reply with care. "I want to give you a strong answer. May I confirm 2 details and reply by 4 p.m.? Most people respect this because it promises precision instead of noise. Another quiet habit is writing before speaking. When emotions rise, open your notes and write your unfiltered thoughts. Seeing your words on the screen slows the mind. You'll edit naturally. Later, say the cleaned-up version. The raw words got their release on paper. The refined words earn results in real life. In meetings, decide your goal before you walk in. Maybe your aim is to set the next step, clarify a risk, or secure a decision. Hold that aim like a compass. Listen first. If the room drifts into confusion, bring it back with a short sentence. "I hear 3 opinions. Here's what we agree on." Next step, A by Tuesday. Speak, then stop. Let the silence do its work. Silence invites questions and commitments. I've watched entire rooms change direction because one person asked, "What decision are we making right now?" That is fewer words, bigger impact. You don't need to dominate the meeting to direct it. You just need courage, clarity, and the discipline to keep it brief. At home, speaking less can heal arguments before they begin. When your partner vents, don't jump in with advice or defense. Try this in a soft voice. "Do you want me to listen or help solve it?" Then be quiet and follow their answer. If they want listening, listen. If they want ideas, ask one question before you suggest. What solution would feel good to you? With children, trade long lectures for short, calm guidance. Instead of, "How many times do I have to tell you?" try, "I see the mess. Let's put on a song and clean together for 3 minutes, then start the music." Leadership at home is often quiet action, plus one clear line. Less talk, more trust. On social media, your silence is a fence around your peace. Not every post needs your reply. Not every hot topic deserves your heat. When you feel the urge to clap back, type your response. Save it as a draft, and wait 24 hours. The next day, 9 out of 10 drafts will feel like old smoke. Delete them. If something truly matters, reach out privately. A direct message like, "I see you care about this. Want to hop on a quick call to understand each other better?" solves more than a public fight ever will. Your goal is not to win the internet. Your goal is to win your day. Silence is also a secret weapon in negotiation and sales. Ask a clear question, then stop talking. The other side will reveal what truly matters if you let them fill the space. A freelancer I coach used to justify his price with long explanations. Now he simply states the outcome, the price, and then waits with a calm face. The buyer often says, "Okay," or explains their worry. Either way, he avoids negotiating against himself. If they ask for a discount, he replies, "We can adjust scope to match your budget," and stays quiet. Silence keeps you strong. Words used to fast. Cut your own value. Let's turn this into a 1-week experiment so you can feel the difference quickly. For the next 7 days, choose one moment each day to practice the pause and the 1-point rule. Start with a meeting, a family talk, or a customer call. Tell yourself in the morning, "Today I will listen first." Pause once and speak one clear sentence that moves us forward. In the evening, write 2 lines about what happened. You might notice the conversation was shorter, but the outcome was better. You might notice people leaning in when you talked. You might notice your energy at the end of the day is higher. That's not luck. That's design. Your words are now working for you. You might wonder, if I speak less, will people forget me? No. They will remember you more because your words will carry weight. Scarcity increases value. The colleague who talks constantly becomes background noise. The colleague who speaks rarely but clearly becomes a reference point. If you're naturally extroverted, don't worry. This habit doesn't erase your spark. It channels it. Laugh, connect, be yourself, and still keep the pause. Share your stories, and still end with one crisp point. If you're introverted, this habit gives you structure to step forward at the right moments. Either way, you're not becoming smaller, you're becoming sharper. There are also small voice habits that boost your impact instantly. Slow your pace by just 10%. Shorten your sentences. Land the last word with a calm, downward tone, instead of rising at the end like a question. Look people in the eyes for a second after you finish. Let your sentence breathe. If someone interrupts, don't rush to overpower them. Instead, hold up a gentle hand and say, "One moment, let me finish this thought," and then complete your short point. Presence is not volume. Presence is clarity delivered with calm. You can practice this in the mirror or by recording yourself for 30 seconds a day. Listen back. Trim your filler words. Keep the core. The deeper shift, though, happens inside. Many of us talk too much because we're trying to prove we belong, avoid silence, or control the room. Tell yourself a new story. I add value with clarity. I'm safe in silence. I create space for wisdom. Write that line on a card. Put it near your screen. Every time you feel the urge to jump in, touch the card and breathe once. You are not losing power. You are storing it. You are not withdrawing. You are aiming. This identity shift is what turns a trick into a habit that lasts. I want to leave you with a final picture. Imagine your words as arrows in a quiver. You don't fire all of them at once. You choose one, you aim, and you release with care. Your target is understanding, connection, and action. When you make a habit of speaking less, each arrow flies straighter. You stop fighting battles you don't need. You win the moments that matter. People feel your presence as a steady, quiet force. And you feel something better than being loud. You feel effective. You are ready for this. You can start today. In your next conversation, take one breath. Reflect what you heard. Make one strong point. Then let silence do its work. The room will shift. Your confidence will rise. Your day will feel lighter. Let your words be rare and reliable. Let your pause be your power. Speak less, say more, and watch your life open in front of you. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel.